We're here speaking about the pros and cons of a 401k. I feel sometimes we go on in our day-to-day life and we work hard and we try to put money away and we don't really stop and understand how a 401k works. Also understanding the 10-year rule that came in place a couple presidencies ago. In the 401ks, the pros and the cons, what are the good things? The good things about 401k is it's systematic savings. That's good. For some people, being forced to save is unfortunately the only way they can save, and that's great. What is another good one? Most companies actually provide a match, and when you have a match, it allows your money to actually grow more. Another positive is that a 401k allows you to participate in the market. And then if you are able to participate in the market, it allows your money to actually potentially grow much higher in a long-term perspective. Another one is that it allows some people to actually borrow against it for, let's say, if they're going to buy their first home, if they're going to send their kids to school, and so forth, right? So what are some of the negatives that people never actually think about? 401k actually has market risk. And so, if you're someone that's conservative, you're not actually looking at the 401k on a consistent basis because they're usually kind of set it and forget it. So sometimes they're not necessarily aligned with how people feel and people think about the market. Another negative is that it's tax deferred. So it means that you're going to get taxed on the harvest later on when you actually need to take the money out. Another negative is that you cannot touch the money until you're 15 and a half. You can only touch a portion of the money, up to 50% of what you currently have, up to a maximum of $50,000. So for instance, if you are sitting on a 401k and the 401k has $500,000 and you came across an opportunity and you need $100,000, you will not be able to use it. You can only use up to $50,000. So that limitation is not a good thing. Another thing is that it kind of marries you with the government, and you don't want the government to have control over your money. What it means by marrying you to the government is that the laws and rules of the 401k is dictated by the government. So, for instance, before people didn't have to do retirement minimum distributions (RMDs) until age 70. Now it's age 72. So you are forced to have to take money out at a certain age, even if you are not required, even if you don't want to, but you're required to, you're forced to. Why? Because Uncle Sam wants you to pay off that money that you owe them, right? And it's natural, right? You've been deferring those taxes. A lot of people actually think that they're going to be getting that money tax-free. The only way you can defer money that you can get it tax-free is through a Roth IRA, or some companies, very limited, but some companies provide for a Roth 401k. Depending on your income level, I usually opt for a 401k that's Roth or half and half, but it all depends on where you are. So I highly recommend that you speak to your accountant and you speak to your financial advisor about that. And for now, that's what I want to talk about. Something else that I want to add is that the 10-year rule. So the 10-year rule means that if your next of kin, if something happens, you're a couple and something happens, and one person passes away, unfortunately, the 401k that those people left behind, it becomes an inherited 401k, and now you have 10 years to utilize that money. Why is that? Because Uncle Sam wants to get paid. So we have to be very careful, as it's not sometimes the best way of leaving a legacy behind. You want to learn how to leave a legacy behind? Again, please talk to your financial advisor so he can come in with a plan and a strategy that helps you leave a legacy behind that doesn't require for you to use the money within the 10-year plan. Thank you.